Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and it's time for another instant deck tech. So today, we are heading to Standard, and I have to admit, it has been kinda slim pickings for Standard lately. Not a lot of new stuff going on, everyone's kinda waiting for Eldritch Moon to come out and shake up the format, hopefully. But I did manage to find something that is pretty spicy. This is a blue-red burn deck, which recently took Donovan Latchkey to a top 8 finish at a SCGIQ, so congrats to Donovan on his finish with the deck. A quick reminder before we break down Blue Red Burn, if you enjoy this deck and want to see it made into videos, take a minute, click the like button, the subscribe button, leave a comment, anything you can do to support your deck, because whichever deck is most popular gets a shot at being made into videos next week. So let's break down some Blue Red Burn action. First off, we have 4 different creatures in the deck, and all of those creatures, in one way or another, deal direct damage to the opponent. So Sim Prodder, 3/2 with Menace, it's fine, but it has an ability that either generates card advantage or deals damage to your opponent. At the beginning of your upkeep, you reveal the top card of your library. Your opponent gets to choose if they want to put it into your hand, and then you draw a card, obviously, which is awesome if they put it in your hand, card advantage, or they take damage equal to its converted mana cost and it goes into the graveyard. So Punisher mechanics, not always great, but in a burn deck, Sim Prodder is actually pretty sweet because you kind of win either way. If you're damaging your opponent, that's great. You want to get their life total to 0. That's the point of a burn deck. If you're drawing extra cards, that's also great because then it's card advantage. You're going to use those cards for something. Thunderbreak Regent, just an efficient 4-drop, 4/4 flyer, really solid on its own. Plus, if anyone targets it, or if an opponent targets it, it deals 3 damage to that player. So it kind of has some burny protection built into it. So even in the worst case, if your opponent untaps and declarations and stones it, at least they're taking 3 damage from the Thunderbreak. The other 2 creatures don't really deal damage directly. We got Jace Vryn's Prodigy and Goblin Dark Dwellers. What they do is allow the deck to flash back some burn spells like Exquisite Firecraft or Dechronic Roar, which is powered up by the Thunderbreak Regent, so hopefully it's dealing damage to the player as well as the creature, which makes it really strong. Dechronic Roar is a great removal spell. It's like a Searing Blood if you have a Dragon to reveal. Then the deck has a couple of Fevered Visions, one of the reasons to go blue in this deck. Fevered Visions generates card advantage, and it's kind of hit or miss. In some matchups, Fevered Visions will win the game all by itself against slower controlling decks. Against aggro decks, it's not as good. You don't really want to be drawing White Weenie and decks like that extra cards. So that's why it's only 2 of them in the main deck. When it's good, it's really good, and when it's bad, it's pretty bad. Then the rest of the deck is some removal. You got Chandra Flamecallers, kind of weird in a fairly aggressive burn deck, but it can wipe the board, improve your hand quality, and is kind of a burn card since you can throw those 2 elemental tokens at your opponent every turn. Fiery Impulse in Rose, just kill something, gets blockers out of the way. And then a single Epiphany at the Drownyard is another way to generate some card advantage. Mana base wise, Fumaroles, Shivan Reefs, Highland Lakes, so a bunch of blue-red duels, a Haven of the Spirit Dragon to get back your Thunderbreak Regent, 4 Majoring Networks, which helps you ramp into your Chandra Flamecallers, and then a bunch of mountains. In the sideboard, we have a ton more removal, Fiery Impulse, and Kozilek's Return against aggro decks. Rending Volley helps against various white decks in the format, kills an Avacyn, and Roast takes down a big ground creature. And then some cards that are more for the control matchups. Cab Clan Berserker can deal some damage when an opponent plays a non-creature spell. Golden Knight Castigator, good when your opponent can't swing back and kill you because of the damage doubling. But when you can get in a couple turns, risk-free with a 4/9 flyer, closes out the game fast. Fevered Visions, like I said, can win a control matchup all on its own, so you can go up to 4 of those, and then a couple of negates to counter some stuff. And then last but not least, a Structural Distortion. I got no clue about this one. I have not seen anyone playing this in the sideboards. I guess there must be a land you really want to get rid of. It kinda is a burn spell. It does 2 damage, but I'm not really sure. Not sold on Structural Distortion. Anyway, that is Blue-Red Burn in Standard. Looks pretty spicy, relatively inexpensive, assuming you have Jace Vryn's Prodigies. Anyway, that's been our Instant Deck Tech for today. I hope you enjoyed Blue-Red Burn, and I will talk to you soon.